trapped in a cycle of lunacy.
Trying to make it go crazy.
They trying to use you while they yelling using me. Everybody's
crazy.
Pressure. You know what I'm saying? They put that pressure on your brain. Don't let them drive you crazy, boy. Don't let that crazy drive you crazy is as crazy does.
Nah, this is firm pressure.
I ain't getting crazy. We're gonna press through. Yes, you should be following this page. And if you're not following this page, what are you doing? Share this video, get somebody involved, and hit that like button. Put some pressure behind it too. You know what I'm saying? Push it down firmly on all social media platforms. You know what I mean? Whether you join us by way of TikTok, we want you to enjoy, you know what I'm saying, what we got and what's going on over there is amazing. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate the platforms, whether we know what to do with it or not. Whether you know what to do with it or not. The beautiful thing about these platforms is they're always coming out with innovative ways for you to share yourself, express yourself. You know what I'm saying? And also, as everybody knows, we are always on Facebook and on YouTube. Hit that like, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe to our YouTube page. Hit that notification bell. You know what I mean? Let somebody know that we have a community here. And you're a part of it and you enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure while we're live, you live with us and you comment and share. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you comment while we live in the middle of being live, you participate in the conversation. We enjoy your participation. You know what I'm saying? So don't just follow, get engaged, get involved. You know what I mean? That's all I'm going to say. You listen, man. How you feeling, sir? How you doing over there?
What's going on, my brother? What's going on? It is nice to be back. On the F.I.R.M Pressure podcast. It is nice.
You've been all over the world, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Busy
man. I've been on the road, traveling a whole lot. You know, going to see family over here, going to see family over there, man. Last weekend was man. Just had the opportunity to spend time with my grandkids. Which are man.
Bambinos.
I call them the G Twin Turbos because them
G Twin Turbos. All right.
them boys stay rolling. They stay rolling, man. So but man, it was a blessing to be around my kids, or being around my parents, being around the grandkids, and just loving on them and they're loving on me. You know, it's like it's one thing, like that feeling, being a father yourself. That feeling when it's like when your child calls you daddy for the first time, and it's just like oh my gosh, like you know
what that is. You know what that is?
What is that?
Unconditional love.
Come on, bro.
It's unconditional love. It's nothing like it, man. It's nothing like it.
Come on, bro. So hearing your kids say that, it's like it just tugs at your heart to call you daddy, to call you mommy, and it's like who I am. But bro, when they say that, it's a different type of love. Grandkids.
Yeah.
I mean, like
I ain't there yet, but I'm one day, Lord willing.
Listen, man, like for it's extra special for me because of what I've been through with my kids.
Yeah.
When I went through my divorce, the whole separation, everything that ensued, there was a time period where it was like chaos. So to be with my grandkids, to just being with them itself is a miracle. It's a blessing. Yeah. But it's like, even though
Praise
I don't,
the Lord.
Even though my kids are 10 now. Come on. Yeah, we about to get into the spurt. But it's a beautiful thing, man. When it's like even though they're 10 hours from me, we video time, a couple of days out of the week. But it's like when they know who I am.
Yeah.
And for them to be like, Pop, like the first thing, get up there, Pop, where are you? And it's like I show my ugly face, and they're like, Pop. So it's like you actually here in person,
Yeah.
So man, it was a beautiful feeling, man. And so
that on Ben, you got that family love. Shout out to family, loved ones, kids, grandkids. You know what I'm saying? It's the time of the year for it, man. I'm happy to see you getting out there, getting that love in your life. Sometimes you need a reminder, you know what I mean, that it ain't about your ups and your downs with everybody. It's not about, you know what I'm saying, what you're going through, your stress. They just want you to give them some snacks. You know what I'm saying? Some of your loved ones just want you to run around, chase them, and wrestle them. Maybe flip them around a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Throw them around the bed.
You know what I mean? Let them know you still got it. You know what I mean? No, but man, that's good, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate everybody in the chat for joining us live. We got a great show tonight. We're going to drop a lot of gems as always. Everybody, make sure you comment live. You might have an idea about something that we're talking about tonight. You know what I mean? So we want you to get involved. Bring that pressure. We ain't afraid of your conversation. Your perspective can bring light. Sometimes you can be looking at the same thing, but if you look at it in a different way, from a different perspective, sometimes you need somebody to articulate a better perspective for you. You know what I mean? And then you can see your way through something or to something. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. That's one thing that I've been learning as the year is coming to a close. 2023 is about overdue. It's about done. You know what I'm saying? They needed to, I think we didn't. I don't know. It's been a whole lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? The movie industry is sucking. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of drama in the politics.
It's been slow.
You know
It's been slow.
It's crazy everywhere. The world is, you know what I mean, trembling under warfare and rumors of war. You know what I mean? There's a lot going on. And some people are just trying to go to their 9 to 5 and shake their baby mama or baby daddy off their shoulder. You know what I'm saying? And just navigate through life. Somebody's trying to make it. And that's something that's common ground for most of us. You know what I'm saying? When the pressure is on, we just trying to make it. Sometimes together we find those answers. We're going to do some of that tonight. So join us. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate everybody. Tonight we talking about making room. Making room. You know what I'm saying? If people really made room for you in their life, sometimes somebody wants you around, but are they really making room for you? You know what I'm saying? And have you really made room for others in real life? Maybe you say that you're making room for them, but you're making them earn their keep. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know what you're doing, but are you making room for them? Do you know what to do when room has been made for you? Are you nervous in the room that's been made for you? Are you scared in the room? Fearful in the room? Are you bold and firm in the room that was made for you? We're going to talk about it tonight, you know what I'm saying, on the show called the F.I.R.M Pressure Podcast. We're going to get into this thing, so y'all be right back with us. Tell a friend, have a seat, have an opinion. We'll be right back. What up, world? It's the F.I.R.M.
Let's get it. Welcome to the F.I.R.M.
Oh, it's about to go down.
Set your schedule for 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Saturday nights live for a time that's one of a kind.
Woo-wee. There's nothing off the table, no trolling. We go from politics to religion to relationships to whether or not you like crunchy or soft tacos.
Woo! Forget about a love language. What about your love level?
Oh man, we excited for this one.
On all social media platforms.
So make sure you follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
Fellowship in a righteous manner. That's the banner.
With your hosts, Flavius and Ulysses. We roll at
6 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
Welcome to the F.I.R.M Pressure Podcast. Applying pressure for the future, applying pressure, accepting the pressure of today. You know what I'm saying? So welcome everybody to our live broadcast here. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you're watching us from, we appreciate you. You can shout it in the comment section where you checking us out. You on YouTube? You on Facebook? Are you following the page? Are you following the page? Whether you're being nosy or whether you're going through things in life, whether you're bored and just need some intriguing conversation, whether this is something that was really meant for you, we really appreciate you guys being here tonight. You know what I'm saying? To join in on this conversation. You listen, man. There's a phrase, you know what I'm saying, that has stuck with me for a while. You know what I mean? And however it got in, you know what I'm saying, I started to say it to people in my life. I would say, I would realize that certain people want you there, but it don't feel like they want you there. It's like walking into a house and there's a welcome mat on the door, but when you go inside, you feel everything but welcome. You ever felt that way, or anybody ever made you feel that way, or you noticed that with people in your life? People in others' lives?
Yeah, I think what you see is that, like, sometimes people want you there for their convenience, right? Mm-hmm. They want you there for their convenience, or they feel some level of obligation for you to be there. Like, they have to entertain you. They have to make room for you for whatever it is that you are providing, bringing to the table. You know what I mean? So I think, when it comes to really, like, it sounds like when it comes to how people perceive what making room for somebody else is, because it takes, like, it's kind of like when you're getting a room ready for a guest.
Mm-hmm.
There's cleaning that has to be involved, right? So it's an inconvenience out of your time, your schedule, whatever the case is, to clean the house, to clean the room, to wash the bed, the pillows. You know what I'm saying? You get the bed all made up, knowing that the bed ain't been made up all year, but you're gonna make the bed up for your guest that comes in through the door. You know what I mean? So it's like you got all these nuances that come with making room in the physical sense. You know what I mean? Like, but what happens, when you're trying to make room in somebody's life for somebody?
Hold on. That's the second question. We got to answer the first question. We ain't gonna skip over this. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just about what you have to do. Like we said, we're gonna get to that on the another portion of the show. But the first part where we want to start at is really like where most people, to me, in my opinion, where I see a lot of the complaints and the gripes on social media about, how a person is. Like you said, there's that. Some people are letting people in for an exchange. They want a fair exchange. Well, you ain't paying no bills around here, so you got to get out. And it's like, time out, I thought you loved me. Yeah, but you ain't bringing nothing to the table. So there's that part of relationships. But there's also the part where someone pursues you, where someone tries to convince you that you're exactly what they need in their life. They're watching you. They talk to you, maybe you go out on a date or something, I don't know, but whatever it is about you authentically, you notice that they calling you more, they texting you longer, they can't go to sleep till you go to sleep, so the conversations drag through the night. They're pursuing you, and at some point you can become convinced that they really want you in their life. And you're like, sure, this is a good thing over here. She want me, I want her. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm about to go up in here. She cook for me. Keep the house clean every time I come through. You know what I'm saying? Make me feel like not just a guest in the house, but an honored guest. Give me her best. Or vice versa with a man. They pursue a woman, go out of their way. Don't take no for an answer. Not in a creepy way, but, just making their presence known. Convincing this person that they think about them when they're away from each other. There's a yearning that you feel. But you can get convinced that this person wants you in their life. and you decide, hey, yo, call your boys, call your homegirls, yo, I'm getting in this relationship. You know what I mean? This thing is the real thing. So I feel like it. I feel like it's worth giving it a chance. And then when you get into the relationship, the person that did the most pursuing, God told me we were supposed to be together. You was the one. You were the man I've been praying for, or the woman. And then when you get in there, they start treating you completely opposite. You start wondering, like, do you really want me here? Like, am I here so you could take out your frustrations on previous relationships on me? What's going on here? But it's like they make this appearance as if they've made room for you. But the truth is they really haven't. Because if they had made room for you, there would be no disconnect. You ever stood in a room with somebody and couldn't touch them? And y'all in the same room? So why is that happening in so many marriages and relationships? People in the same room can't touch each other, can't talk to each other. And it's like, if you really, this is what I told a girl one time. I was like, if you really want me in your life, you got to make room for me for real. Like, I shouldn't have to feel like I'm fighting to get into your life and stay in your life. And I'm earning my way in your life. And like, I didn't Pepe Le Pew you know what I'm saying? I didn't just take it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you wanted this too at one point, but now it seems like I'm the only one fighting to be here. And you seem to be doing everything to fight me out.
You know what it reminds me of, man?
What's that?
It's like my mom as an example. Mm-hmm. My mom is a, you know, my mom is great when it comes to hospitality, right? Mm-hmm. Super amazing, super great. Now, there are certain things that my mom deals with, the OCD aspect, right? Where it's like, this is how I need stuff to be cleaned.
Very particular. Mm-hmm.
Very particular. This is how I need things to be arranged. This is how I would like things. So it's like when you're dealing with certain type of relationships, it's like I want to make room for you, but this is how I need you
to be in the room.
To be in the room. This is how I like, you know, when
real, man.
When I tell you this is that this is what I need clean. Not only do I need it clean, I need it now. I need to hey, you just can't clean it this way. You got to clean it the way that I'm used to doing X, Y, and Z. So it really boils down to like this idea, this false expectation that I'm going to make room for you, but I need you to act like this. I need you to behave like this. As you said, I need you to be this for me in my room.
Right. I'm making room for you, but I get to control you in the room.
Correct. So
Chat says sometimes they make room to observe the resources they can take from you. Ew. And sometimes it's not even material. Sometimes it could be your mindset. You ever got somebody and they start acting like you? You get to talking about starting a business, all of a sudden they over there like, yeah, I'll start me a business too. Okay. I'm trying to get this position on my job. It's going to be a promotion for me. Oh, I just applied for a promotion too. It's like, and you be like, time out, man. We should be rooting for each other, but it feels like competition. And what they're doing is they're not trying to assess what you have in your bank account. Sometimes they want to take attributes from you. They want to be they see other people think you great, admirable. You're the counselor of the group. You're the leader naturally. All of a sudden they get around you and want to start. They just want that too. And don't act like I'm talking about something crazy, because how many power couples do we see getting together and breaking up shortly after, especially in Hollywood, politics? You know what I'm saying? Two powerful people get together for a mutual thing. You know what I'm saying? And then when they walk away, what happened when Kim Kardashian got with Kanye? Her stock went up. She walked away with businesses that she didn't have prior to. She walked away with fashion industry icon like she wasn't before that. Creative. She like now she's like a creative, you know what I'm saying? Entrepreneur, all the stuff that he was or is. But sometimes people just want to milk you for what you got, and that's true too. Is that really making room for you? Sounds like the answer is no.
No.
Sounds like the answer is no. That's not making room for somebody. That's trying to rule over somebody in your room. Yeah. You bringing them in. You're not inviting them into your life. You're bringing them into your comfort zone so that you can monitor activities and what you want from this person. Attributes that you don't like or want from this person, you'll reprimand, while the rest of them you'll encourage so that they act more like you would want them to act in their room. Just like a mother that sees you cleaning a certain way and you smearing the thing on the wall as opposed to wiping it using the right cleaning products, they might yell at you. They might scold you that first time. Don't do that. The next time you come over to visit and they see you wiping it slow, they're like, oh, you learn. You know, and that gratification, those endorphins that go off on the chemical body that we all have to deal with, it'll reinforce and train you to act a certain way. And it's not praise that you're getting. It's a thumbs up that you did it the right way you were supposed to. Those type of situations, you can't be an individual. You can't be yourself. You become a robot trying to please somebody in their room. Get out of that room. All right? Get out of there quick. And join me over here in the green room and get out of there. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, the second question is what you were talking about earlier. It's like the first question is, has anybody really made room for you? You need to really think about that. Are the people in your life really making room for you? Really? Or are they just giving you space and time to prove or disprove what they think is right or wrong? Or are you living down somebody else's paranoias so that they can believe in men and women again? I don't know what you're going through. There's a lot of people out here that's crazy. But anyways, second part is, go ahead.
Before we go to the second part, let me ask a quick question. Is making room, like you know, based on everything that you was talking about right now, which is a beautiful point. Is there a difference between, you know, the quote unquote making that room and setting boundaries in that room, for setting rules per se in that room? You know what I'm saying? Because like you know, when you're dealing with relationships, you're dealing with, you know, people that are coming in with baggage, right? As they call them. They got baggage, you got baggage. We're trying to figure out how to turn our baggage to luggage and taking on the trip with us, you know? And so it's like we're trying to figure all this stuff out. And so within those situations, you know, they always talk about setting up and building healthy boundaries.
Yeah.
Healthy rules. You know, if I want to make room for you, then you just can't come in and be like, oh, what, you know, making messes. You know, if I'm going to make room for you, there has to be some level of guidelines, right? Some level of rules that, hey, you know, I want you to be. Now, if I'm the one that's trying to set the rules, then of course, then yeah, I'm trying to control what you do. But setting boundaries is really less about control, or unless I'm wrong, it's really less about control, and it's more like these I'm setting this in place for you to follow If you choose not to, then I'm gonna have to turn you around and escort you back out this room.
And see, that's the part that answers the question. I tell any young couple, don't to a young man, don't move in with a woman. Don't do it. You'll ruin your relationship. I would tell any young woman, don't move in with a man. Don't do it. It'll ruin your relationship because of what you just said right there at the end of all of that. If things don't go well, I'm going to escort you out. I think that the best thing to do is for a new couple that's ready to move in together is for them to move into a joint shared space for the first time. Because what they're doing is the whole house is them making room for each other. When you go in mutually like that, the boundaries you set together.
Right.
We decide where our fence line is going to be at. We decide who can lock doors and shut doors in this house. Relationship rules and boundaries and stuff like that become more of a discipline and not just a boundary for protection. It becomes more of a mutual boundary for your benefit, saying, hey, when we get frustrated, we're going to take a minute. After the smoke clears, we're going to make sure that we talk to God or pray about this thing before we come back to one another. But these are boundaries that you are setting to protect yourselves from imploding or whatever in this shared space that you have. As long as I make room for a woman in my house, if push comes to shove, her name ain't on the lease. Her name ain't on no bills. She got to go. I've been in that situation. I have got into it with my woman one time years ago. You know what I'm saying? And thought stuff was sweet, I guess. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm me. You know what I'm saying? We gonna talk about it later. Get to the house, man, and swearing up and down that I'm just putting in the wrong key or something. Like, did my key bend or hold on, maybe this ain't the right key. I got two keys that kind of look alike. I done tried both of them. Neither one of them work. Next thing you know, I'm knocking on the door like, yo, what's going on? The locks have been changed. I'm talking about, brother, locks. I locked the door when I left for work. When I came back, it was a different lock, bro. I don't know if you ever felt that, boy, but that Lord.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get in the house because I didn't have access. But as long as it's not mutual like that, then somebody's always going to be tempted to make that a punishment or whatever. But when you're making room for somebody, I know one thing. I probably pissed my parents off a lot. Speaking of parents, I probably pissed my mom off the most over time. Maybe. I don't know. My dad is real nice. He might be forgiving me a lot. But either way, I know I pissed him off. You know what they've never done? Kick me out of their house. They never kicked me out of their house. Even though some people have, I've done a lot of messed up stuff in the name of the Lord. How? Did I say in the name of the Lord, I'm gonna do this bad stuff? No, I was supposed to be in him and he in me, and I'm calling on that name. I'm standing in his name, and I'm doing stuff that I know is not right. Whether it's lying or you name it. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't even be impressive at this point in my life to name the things that I've done. But you know one thing God has never done? He never kicked me out of his house. He never has said to me once, don't ever come back. He has never once said, go think about it or something, or take a break or something. We need a year or two away from each other or something. You know what I'm saying? Or take you and your bad habits and you keep on asking for forgiveness, then you do it the very next day. Then you ask for forgiveness and you do it the very next day, and you swear every day you're not going to do it no more. I'm tired of it. Get out.
Right.
I can't have that in my house.
Right.
Never once have I heard God talk to me like that or make me feel that way, because he really has made room. But he didn't just make a room like he's going to do later in the Bible. He made the room within himself. And some of us are keeping that disconnect in relationships because we don't make that room, that whole room, within ourselves for them. There's a wall or a boundary in our heart. Forget about the boundary set that we call rules and regulations. There's a boundary in our heart that they can't get past. And we telling them that they in there, we know that they really not. We ain't even ready for nobody to be that close yet. Here's the other part. Can you really say, if you are still hurt and wounded from previous relationships, if every time something happens to you in a new relationship, you immediately post-traumatic stress back, or you immediately, for me, I got anxiety disorder too. My boy knows I got, OCD for real. But and probably a little post-traumatic stress just from life and experiences. But, can you really say that you are really ready to open up? Sometimes you can want something more than you're ready for it. And all the things that you wouldn't do if you were really ready, you're giving yourself the right of way to do, because you're not. You would never cut off a relationship or end it. You would chase the woman you love to the end of the world. Go through hell and high water counseling and all this stuff for somebody you really love. But it's easy to end it with somebody real fast. Why is that? I love the chase, bro. I love the chase, a little flirt here and there, never hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? Women do it too. Mm-hmm. But I'm not over a pain that I obviously am aware that is in me. So, because I see it, I'll get closer to a woman will try to get closer to me, and I self-destruct. I start coming up with all kinds of reasons why this shouldn't be happening. And my friends be like, yo, did you ever talk to such and such? Man, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? The other day I caught this angle of her, and it wasn't the silhouette I thought it would, or some silly reason, man. No, but it's because, so the truth is, I gotta ask myself, am I really making room for people to really be in my life?
I think that strikes a very good very good dialogue, because when it boils down to it, man, is like you're looking at a situation where the hurt that we've been through, the pain that we felt, our walls get put up, right? So it's like we're at a place, it's at a place where it's like, if we went to counseling, if we went to therapy, to get the help that we need to really navigate, because regardless of how we feel people treat us, a good therapist, psychologist will always turn the focus back on you.
Yeah.
What you need to work on, what you need to how you need to respond and react. So when this does pop up, because more than likely it's going to pop up.
Be careful. You're treading on.
Hey.
People don't like that self-reflection stuff.
Right. But it's super important, because now the main thing is when you are at this place, mm-hmm. Your boundaries that you set, the room that you are making. And what I wrote down here for this topic conversation is, what is the purpose for the room that you're making? Right? Because you go into a house, you have a child, you already know that the big room is yours. The big room with the walk-in closet and his and her sink and the walk-in shower, like you already know that's yours. So the room that you're creating is already set for its purpose. Same thing with a child's room, a work office room, whatever the case is. So when you are making this room, and you trying to make room for somebody in your life, what is that purpose?
It's important to know the purpose.
What is that purpose? Because not only is it important to know what is that purpose, but it's also good to really do a reality check to find out what purpose do they have in your room. You know, because it's not about, you know, to observe, you know, what resources that you can take from them. But if I'm gonna make if I'm gonna make room for Flavius to come into my life, I'm not only there to add value to his, but there has to be a reciprocation of value back to me.
What if I don't want no value from you? What if I just want to be homies? You know what I'm saying?
Whoa, then but isn't that what relationships are like?
Huh.
Where one person is not the value, what they're putting, the purpose to put into the relationship is not what you're putting in.
Right.
You can figure out whose fault it is or what they're not, whatever the case is, but what is the purpose for that room? Why are you creating this space for me?
Man, that would be easy. That might be on the tip of your tongue, or might be an easy question to ask yourself in the moment if we wasn't so distracted by attraction. You know what I mean? The truth is, that's what you want, what you just said. You want this, you want the room to be purposeful, you want the person to have the purpose, bring value, you give exchanging of value. But at the same time, like some people, doesn't matter what people is that something that you should decide before you let them in, before you make room for somebody?
I think it's
because
about,
sometimes, man, we just be like, dang, she fine as ever, boy. Look at you. Or, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? She came on the beach. She was aggressive. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna do? Or vice versa with a man. Man, it was something about his lips. Something about them eyes or something. I don't know. Maybe it was your beard or something. Beard gang. I don't know what you women be liking about men, but either way, whatever it is, a lot of times physical attraction gets in the way of asking very important questions. Next thing you know, you're in the room on some physical stuff and trying to regroup like, okay, now that we know we're good in that area, let's try to figure out some of this purpose stuff and this important stuff. And it'd be like,
but that's
sometimes that's where the tension, huh?
So that's what it be like, man, because it's like we because it's like there always seems to be like this excitement level, right?
Yeah,
I got me a new roommate. You know,
yeah.
there's and I have fell victim to that, y'all. The excitement level of somebody new, somebody exciting, somebody who gets me, somebody who understands me. And it's like I'm quick to, hey, matter of fact, I got a room somewhere right over here. And we're gonna bring you in. We're gonna, a matter of fact, I'm gonna settle you in. I already got
Give me your bags. Your baggage, I'll bring it in.
I'll bring it in for you too. You know? And it's like, and then boom, like 4 months later, you're like, dude, man, yo. Like
they trying to come see your kids, and you like, I don't know if we ready to see the children and stuff. We still got some things to talk about, but it's like you done already moved them in the room. And now you're trying to repurpose a room that was for attraction. Now you want it to be purposeful and fulfilling, and it's like that's not how it works.
So, bro, you said they're trying to redecorate the room.
Yeah.
That you already done decorated.
And then the opposite is the other thing we run into, where the person is like, I'm not going to go off physical attraction, but they be giving you 21 questions. And it's like, time after you done with the interrogation, you like, yo, I ain't looking for no cop to be with. You feel me? I ain't trying. The interview was great, but I ain't looking for a job. I was looking for a relationship. and it runs you off. So it's like it's a balance, man. But I think the more that we talk about it, the more we're mindful of these things, the better chance we have going forward in considering these things going into, when we're making room for somebody or somebody's telling us that they made room for us. I've had somebody do it. Like they, I was like, if you want me in there, I'm cool with being you. You got to make room for me though. And they did it. I didn't feel like I was barging into their life, and when you're open like that, there's a lot of innocence. They might piss you off, but you ain't snapping like you normally would because there's so much innocence and just showering with love and affection. So, there's so much more mercy in there in those type of situations. Relationships last longer. But a lot of us are not done healing on the inside. A lot of us are still scarred. We would A lot of us before we start a new relationship could take bets with our best and close friends on if this person is going to remind them of the last person. And most times, at some point in a relationship, it pops up. Man, that girl crazy. Like, what's the name, man? You know what I'm saying? You remember how she did me? The same stuff. Bro, it was like the spirit of that girl jumped out into this other girl and she was saying the same words. And I'm sure ladies feel the same thing, go through the same thing with guys. Like, feel like you dating a clone of the last dude. Like, dog, how you trying to convince me you so different when you do everything the same way? But I think that when you talking about a home, if I just got burglarized, that's not the best time to try to move somebody in the house. That's not the best time to try to make room for somebody. I'm already super paranoid. I got new alarm systems and new locks and new everything. I just got burglarized, traumatized. I need a minute to get over that, but here comes somebody, and because of the physical attraction, the need to feel safe, comfort, whatever it is that you gaining from the relationship, that exchange, that don't always have to be money. It could be security. You know what I'm saying? It could be reassurance, a reassuring voice that you're trying to let close, but you take them in your house and you're not ready for them yet. And all you end up doing in a relationship is trying to explain to somebody you're holding on to why you're not ready for them, but you're not letting them go. And it feels like a vicious cycle because you like, man, you saying you want to be with me, but you telling me all the reasons why I'm disqualified. Or you ain't ready now, but don't leave me, but I'm not ready. But don't. And it's like sometimes you really just need to take the time in your own room. And that leads me to the last point. Do you even know what to do in a room that's made for you? See, a lot of people think that the room that is made for them, I belong here. I'm supposed to be here. God made this room for me. He cleared the way for me to be here, or moved your other broken relationship so I could be a real one to you. Whatever that is, when most of us don't know what to do when room has been made for us. We go in there with all our paranoias. We go in there and with the checklist of all the crazy stuff we've been through, trying to ask them if they're never going to put us through all these things. Some of us pour out our pain immediately when somebody comes in the door. They didn't just walk through the welcome threshold. Welcome to the house. All outside, it was joy and dates and good times at the beach and everything. Text messages was great. As soon as you walk in there, welcome back with your bags. Now, don't put your bags over there. You know what I'm saying? You take your shoes off because you tearing up the house. You know what I'm saying? With your muddy shoes or whatever the case may be. Sit over here. This is your seat. And they come and fix you a sandwich. And you're like, I never even asked you to make my sandwich this way. This one comedian said they fixing you another man's sandwich. Hey, comedian said if a woman ask you if you want a sandwich, she bring you one, but didn't ask you how to make it. She bringing you another man's sandwich. Some of us are doing that. But when room has been made for you, here's something that might help some of the Christians out there, some of the believers too. There was a strong teaching, indoctrination of, you territory, how to take over territory and land, and you're anointed and wherever your foot steps, you know what I'm saying? God is blessing you in that land, and you got to take territory. And they've spent that whole being faithful over little to be ruler over much, meaning anywhere you go, you have dominion over the where it's at. And when somebody makes room for you, you don't come in and try to take dominion of it. It's like me going to visit my pops and my parents, and in the guest room, you know, they start hearing a bunch of, and they come in there, and I'm in there hanging up pictures of me and my family all over the guest room walls and stuff. Hanging up mount me a TV because I like my TV mounted or something. They're gonna be like, "Time out, what you doing? This room was already prepared for you. You coming in here making alterations, trying to take this thing over." And a lot of us, man, we don't know the etiquette of when room is made for you. You don't have to fight for something when room is really made for you. You don't have to contend for something in the room. When it's made for you, have you ever gone to a hotel room, got your key, went upstairs, laid down like you was getting ready to go to sleep, and in walks the people that work there saying, "You got to get up. You need to be sleeping on the left side, not the right side." And when you took a shower, you used too many towels. And nobody comes in a place that is prepared for you and goes in there and starts bossing you around in it. Room service is a part of the deal. You ain't got to beg nobody for no food, connive for it, because all you got to do is make a call. It's in the preparation for you. Sometimes we're walking into rooms that aren't made for us, trying to make our own way. When the truth is, man, God can make room for you in a place. And when you go in there, it's safe in there. It's prepared for you. And this is something that we got to get in our perspective about life, because that's the end of this life of faith, of believing that we're going to go to a place that has been prepared for us. How silly would it look if you walked up into heaven through them gates and was like, "Yeah, I'll take that mansion. I'm going to be over here, y'all." Or how silly would it have been if the disciples, when their mother was trying to get the favor of Jesus so that her sons could sit on his left and his right, what if he would have said, "Well, I don't know who that's for. It's prepared for whoever my father's prepared it for." And they was like, "Well, nah, it's going to be for me. I'm going to be the first to the chair." You know what I'm saying? It's first come, first serve. That's what I think. That would have sounded ridiculous. But that's how we approach places that we say we're supposed to be in.
Right.
No, or we say there's room for somebody, but go ahead.
No, I was going to say, man, like
pen clicking.
for those who don't know, 2022 was a pretty interesting year for your boy, and I spent 8 months of it living in a hotel. You know,
there you go.
Living
the problem you had was the internet. No, I was playing. I'm kidding.
But you know, I definitely love the analogy, because I came back every day from work knowing that my room was going to be cleaned out. Anything that I needed, all I had to do was ask. The whole nine. Now, what I didn't have to do was question whether or not it was my room. What I didn't have to do was worry if I was even worthy to be in that room. Worthy that the bed was made. Worthy.
If something that you did throughout that day was going to prevent you from getting in there,
I'd have to worry about that. So what happens with the question that is posed? What was the question again?
Do you know what to do when the room has been made for you?
Do you know what to do when the room has been made for you? For me, the important part of that question is, do you know? Right? Do you know what your worth is to be in that room? Do you know what your value is when you're walking into that room? It doesn't mean that the room you're walking into is good for you, because we've been in plenty of rooms where it's like we walk in and then we turn right back out. Because we know. I smell mold. I see roaches over here. But what happened?
Hair in the bed sheets.
Right. Like what like there was one time with one room I went to where they had blood stain on the sheets. You know what I mean? So it's like, So it's like, now what happens if you don't know your value or your worth? You would stay in that room. Oh, this is the best that I can get. This is the best that I can get. So it's like when whatever room you walk into, if you do not know your true value, your true worth, and this is a learning process for me. This is a learning process for me. So now I hope it's a learning process for y'all about what your value is, because Flavius can tell me all day, bro, you're better than that. Bro, you're worth more than that. Bro, do you not see what you're a good man, dude? Why are you gonna let X, Y? But if I don't see that, I'm gonna keep walking into these rooms that were made for me, but doesn't mean that they were good for me.
You know how you recognize the one that's good for you? The way you recognize the room that's made for you, the good room that's made for you, is when you go inside, if you don't get nothing at all, you're going to get rest. A good room, no matter what you do in it, you can get all kind of stuff in the room, but you'll know when you get rest. When you're short on time, you might sacrifice. I know it's a couple hairs in this blanket. I'm going to push those over, and that's a little weird stain over there, but I only got 6 hours. I need to just go and get some sleep. I ain't got time to tell them to give me new sheets and give me a better room. I don't got time. Or, man, you know, this is definitely nicer than the rooms I've ever had. You know, I've seen some bad rooms. This ain't too bad. You know, it ain't too bad.
Yo, I got a funny story on that, but go ahead and finish your point.
I'm just saying there's a whole lot of reasons why we compromise and accept a room. But the one thing that happens when you compromise is you really don't get rest.
Man, bro.
You can't sleep in there.
Bro, there was this one room that I was a guest at.
Yeah.
Went to a house and went you know, I was there for 2 or 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when they say like what, and here's the truth. You rest easy when you don't know what you're dealing with. Right? You're like, oh, everything's cool. How about that last night?
Yeah.
You know, I felt a roach, you know, on my skin, right? So I was like, oh, you know, it's just, well, you know, like it's dark, whatever the case is. I kicked it off. I didn't know where it went. I turned the light on.
You kicked it off. Go ahead.
Yeah, I turned the light on because I wanted to find this thing so I can kill it.
Yeah.
So I pulled the bed from the wall, from the corner.
Yeah.
There were roaches, spiders, a whole bunch of. I mean, I was like, holy! I mean, it was, bruh. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, man, and I got my shit. Pow, pow, pow.
You went to war.
The person that invited me over, they were like, "Is everything all right?" I said, "Nope, nope, nothing's all right. Nope, nope."
Oh man,
I could not sleep for the rest of the night.
Yeah,
could not sleep.
There you go, man. And that's the hint. There are certain hints there are certain things that stand out. They're undeniable. That sometimes we make exceptions for, or somebody might, you know, hide it behind the bed or some crazy crap. Yeah, I would have left the house. I would have.
Bruh.
Sleeping in the car.
It was 1 o'clock in the morning. There ain't nowhere to go.
It's too dark in there. I would have been in the car, back seat. Crack the window, come get me in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I'm ex-military. Ain't nothing. Slept in the deserts of Kuwait in a Humvee. I could do the car for a night. It's cool. Nah, I ain't know the words. But that's the key thing that you said was you got no rest.
No rest.
And that's what a lot of us are doing. We're saying that we're supposed to be with this person. We're supposed to be where we are. But the one thing that we know is that we are not getting any rest. We're restless for a reason. Because you're not supposed to be there. It wasn't made for you. In a room that's made for you, you can go get new sheets. Whatever time of the day or the night. You know, they when you leave, And you come back, they turn over your stuff. They prepare it like it's a new day. Some of us are believing, like Ulysses said, that you're not worth that. That you might as well just be thankful for what you got. That what you have is better than what it was and is good enough. And the truth is, you running people out of a relationship with you too. Because when they come in there, they're seeing things about you. And the only way that they can see things about you that repel them or push them away is if you keep trying to invite them or make room for them in a room that is not healthy for you. Some of us have set and settled, and like Tim's story says, cemented in a bad place mentally, emotionally, intellectually. The stuff you say is like poison coming out your mouth. Your conversation depresses other people. You stay in circles where people are just saying the wrong stuff. None of it encourages. They talking to you about 1,000 problems in a day, and somehow you're supposed to find peace. They calling it drama. You want to hear the new scoop? Let me tell you this. But all of it is just stressing and you forcing yourself in conversations, in scenarios, in relationships, and environments that aren't good for you. But the worst thing, is the worst thing than going into the wrong place is staying in the wrong place and inviting people in. You're still in the room that you were healing in. You're still in the room where you aren't trusting people anymore. You're still in the room where you've given up on men or women. Every time you come out the room, you're talking about how terrible men are, how terrible women are. That's your conversation. It's what you're tuning into. And you're still in that room. You happen to be out and you see somebody you're attracted to, and you're trying to invite them in a room that ain't even healthy for you. You got to get out that room first. That one ain't made for you. You're not getting rest in it. You got to free yourself. Get out of that space. Get out of that head place where the pain and the memories of everything just keep rewinding or rerunning in your life. If you got things in your life that are keeping you conscious of your failures, your setbacks, your pains, you need to get away from that stuff. Every momentum or every, memorial isn't a good one. Every momentum isn't a good one. Everything with, what is it called? Sentimental value isn't good for your mind.
Right.
Sometimes you got to clean house, or you got to move if you can't clean the house up good enough. You got to get out of the house and get a fresh start, and then you'll be able to give somebody else a fresh start. But when you find yourself in a place where the room has been made for you, you recognize it by the fact that you get rest. Some people are just, they just, when you get around them, you just feel comforted. You feel at peace. You don't feel stressed out. Get around more folks like that.
The last thing I want to add to this conversation, man, is one thing that I learned in 2023 was what you see, believe. What you see, believe. Don't make excuses or justify what you're seeing. If you're seeing something, believe them, right? So, because when somebody's making room for you, there's a couple of things that I wrote down that I, just thoughts that started popping in my head was, how are they making this room for you? Is fear part of the products of them making the room? Is doubt part of it? Did they make the room with insecurity? Did they make the room with infidelity part of their background? Did they make the room with jealousy part of the wallpaper? That's why it's important to take your time. I've learned, and I'm learning to take my time. because when the room looks good initially, because it's kind of like when somebody blows up the bathroom, they got that air freshener, so everything smells nice until 10 minutes later. Just because something looks good initially does not mean that's what it really is eventually. And
Keep them scopes open. Keep them scopes open. No.
And when you see it, believe them. Believe them. So
and that goes both ways. Go ahead, my bad.
Yeah. So again, the last thing I want to add to that is when you operate in patience, when you're jumping into a relationship, whether it be romantic or otherwise, when you operate in patience, eventually the self-discipline that you have, eventually you'll be able to see what this room is really made of. Is it made from a place of healing, or is it made from a place of pain?
And I want to just that one part where you said when you believe what you see, and that goes for not just the bad and seeing all the bad in a person. That means seeing the good too. Yes. Some of y'all are seeing good in people and you calling it bad. The Bible talks about that. You should watch that. That shouldn't be a practice that you have. But the last thing, what I'm saying, before we get off here, making room, my suggestion is some of y'all need to do some soul searching. Some of y'all are giving a stranger that you don't even recognize in the mirror to somebody saying that you're being authentic and 100. You lost yourself in who you were a long time ago. And you've been on this road where who you are, the way you think, it bothers you too. There's a conflict within you because you lost yourself. You've gotten away from who you really are. The type of person you used to be, the way you used to think about yourself and others. You lost it in the wrong rooms. You can go through rooms and get wounded, damaged, all kind of stuff. Like you said, wake up in the middle of the night fighting critters and creatures. Some of y'all been fighting devils and demons all year. The truth is you lost yourself. You have to get to the place where you find you again. You miss you. That's really what's going on. You miss who you were. Before all the complications of relationships and pains and manipulations and letdowns, before you let people down and they let you down. But you need to get to a place where you can get quiet, heal up for real, find out the boundaries and the walls that are around your heart that shouldn't be there. They shouldn't be there. He's our high tower, so we should be in him, and that's the only wall we got to worry about. Get back in there. Get back to who you were. You're amazing. You're awesome. You're beautiful. You're intelligent. You're smart. You're friendly. Yes. You're funny.
Yes.
You're intriguing. Other men want to stand beside you. Other women want to be your best friend. You're amazing. When you get back to that, you're going to find yourself when you open your eyes up, looking in the mirror and finally seeing yourself again. You're going to find yourself, that mirror is going to be in the right room for you. And when you turn around and look around in that place, everything that's supposed to be there is what's supposed to be there. Because you wouldn't let it be otherwise if it wasn't. Some of y'all have been only compromising because of the very first compromise you made. Some of y'all are lowering your expectations because of the first time you lowered it. Get back to who you was. You were bad. I wish Samuel L. Jackson was on here.
Come on, son.
You were bad.
Mama
like this. You were bad kingdom, shining, brilliant creation. Stop calling what God said good bad. And that includes yourself. When you find the good in you, you find the good in the room. And you'll have rest in the room that you rest in. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing else to say.
That's fire. That's fire.
Pressure.
So listen, y'all, with that being said, make sure y'all heart this video. Make sure y'all share this video. We cannot thank you guys enough for those who do share.
Yes,
Those
yes,
who
yes.
do share, because it gets the word out that we are live, we are in color. It gets the word out that dope conversation is being had, much needed,
Much
healthy
needed.
conversation is being had. So we appreciate you guys sharing this video. We appreciate you guys hearting this
I don't see
video.
no sharing. No, it's like, go ahead. We can see y'all not putting them hearts up.
Yeah.
Hit them likes. No.
So,
No,
but
we love you, man. We appreciate it, man. It's been a good time. Hopefully, we said something that was really intriguing and caught your attention, something that sparks a conversation. If there's something that we said today that really caught your attention, maybe you want a little bit more information about it, let us know in the comment section or hit us up personally. Sometimes, you know, we don't reach out to everybody. I know I'm kind of, I'm elusive. You know what I'm saying? But let me be me. You know what I mean? Just know that I'm in the room that was made for me. And sometimes I don't take calls in them rooms, but don't take it personal as if I don't want to reach out and touch you. It is appreciative. Oh, I appreciate it. We appreciate it when anybody that views the show reaches out to us personal. It kind of turns this entertaining thing into something real. Sometimes that makes me nervous. Like, oh, somebody from the show is talking to me. They're real out there. No. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? We having a good time. We plan on having a great time next year. Ulysses, man. This month is almost over, sir.
Yeah, 2024 is coming upon us. You know, the F.I.R.M podcast, the Pressure podcast, got some revamped stuff. Yeah, 2024 is going to be crazy, man. We're expecting good things, beautiful things to come out of 2024. And we hope you
doing
guys
shows. We doing skits. We doing. No.
Hey, calm me down.
We might do interviews again. We don't know what we gonna do. You know what I'm
saying? Hey, calm me down. Right, my bad. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. But yeah, we got some beautiful things coming up, you guys. So you know, the hope is that 2024 is that you guys will be a part of the journey with us and be able to spread the word, be you know our helpers. This is a village, and it takes a village to grow a village. So we appreciate the work, the help on that as well. We appreciate the likes and the love that you guys been showing with us so far in the front. Bro, like January 2024 is going to be 4 years. We're going to be 4 years old in January. If y'all didn't know, go to the YouTube. It is
have straight. Some cake. We're gonna have some.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're gonna do
something. We're gonna celebrate,
time, man.
We're gonna celebrate
4 years old. I gotta edit a new intro up and everything, bro. We putting the pressure on. All right, it's coming. But be there with us in 2024. If Ulysses says January is 4 years, we're gonna announce the date. We're gonna have some cake. You know what I'm saying? You can get you some cake with us, or we'll mail you some. I don't know what condition it'll be in when it gets to you. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna celebrate. You know what I mean? Because these are big achievements, and it's something that we could have lost, but we held on to it for a great reason. And some of you new subscribers and viewers, and those of you that are engaging that may have just recently got on here, thank you. Appreciate you guys' love. We feel it. You know what I mean? And we see all the extra shares in your rooms and different. Man, get us out there. You know what I'm saying? Publish this. Get this out there. People need it in their life more than they know. Ulysses, man, you got anything else you need to tell the people?
Hey, listen, we love y'all. Appreciate you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Please be safe out there. Enjoy the rest of your week, you guys. And hey, at the end of the day, you are loved.
And God is making room for you.
Come on. Preach.